Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. I'm Nuruna Bila binti Muhammad Effendi and today I want to talk about something I think all of us have experienced before, especially if you cook at home. It's the moment when you start cutting onions and suddenly your eyes starts burning and you begin tearing up even when you are not sad at all. So, the question is, why this happen? Why do onions make us cry? Before I started preparing this page, I didn't know the answer either. So, I did some reading from food chemistry sources and it turns out the whole thing is actually the small chain reaction happening inside the onions. And interestingly, onions are the only vegetable that can make us cry instantly. Nothing else can work the same way that made me even more curious. Okay, so after going through the few scientific explanation, I found out that there are actually three things inside the onions that works together to cause tears. And the first one is an enzyme called lioness. Okay, and the second one is actually something called sulfonic acid. And the last one is a gas with a long name. It's called propanetical oxide, which is basically the tear gas the onion releases. Okay, next, let me start with the first one. Inside the whole onion, everything is calm. Linus is safely locked inside the onion cell. Nothing is happening yet. But the moment we cut the onions, we break thousands of tiny cells. When those cells burst, the alliance enzyme get released and that enzyme immediately react with the sulfur compounds that naturally exist in onions. That simple reaction is what starts everything that leads to tears. So basically, the crying process starts the moment your knife touches the onions. Okay, after that happened, the alliance reaction produce sulfonic acid. Okay, this sulfonic acid show up very quickly and disappear very quickly too. They are unstable, so they don't stay long. But even though they only exist for a brief moment, they are super important because they act like a middle step. Without this step, the final tear-inducing gas wouldn't be performed. And finally, we reach to the main reason why our eyes burn. When the sulfonic acid rearrange themselves, they turn into the gas called propanetical oxide. This gas rises into the air and moves straight towards our eyes. When it reaches our eyes, it mixes with the water in our tears and form a mild acid. That mild acid is what gives the sharp stinging feeling. And because of that irritation, our eyes automatically produce more tears to protect themselves. Okay, that's why the longer we cut the onions, the more our ice water. I have flow chart that show this whole process step by step. Now the good news is once we understand how the reaction works, we can actually reduce the tears. And the solution are pretty simple. One easy way is to chill the onions before cutting it down. When the onion is cold, the lioness enzyme slow down, so the reaction takes longer to start and produce less of the gas tears. Another way is to use a sharp knife. A sharp knife cuts the onions more cleanly, so fewer cells are damaged and less gas can produce. So, one more way is to cut the onion under running water. The running water helps to wash away the gas before it reach our eyes. So, your eyes stay comfortable To wrap this everything up, the reason we cry when we cutting onion is because of the chain reaction involving a lioness, sulfonic acid, and a cyanopropanoic oxide. Each step beats on the next until the tear gas reaches our eyes. But now that we know the science behind it, we can actually control it by chilling the onion using the sharp knife or cutting underwater. We can reduce the tears and cook without feeling like we are having a sad moment in the kitchen. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for listening.